Hello everyone. I am so grateful you are here. In this video, I am first going to be testing the dual tip markers from Primrosia, and then I will be using them to share some minimal bullet journal weekly spread ideas. Thank you so much to Primrosia for sending me these markers. I am so excited to use them. So let's get into it. First of all, I have to say I love the packaging so much. I just had to show y'all what it looks like in natural lighting so you could take a better look at all the detail. It's so beautiful. Both the box and the markers were a really pretty design. So I hope that little clip does it justice. But apart from the whole packaging and aesthetic and everything, I was very impressed by the product. So I will be swatching it later in the video. I will be swatching all 100 colors for you all. It was a very fun process, to be honest. I was a little nervous getting into it because I've never done this many pen swatches all at once, but yeah, it was a fun process. And inside the box came extra nibs and some more information on how to get to the Primrosia website. In my opinion, the brush pen side is perfect if you're a hand lettering beginner. It just has the perfect hardness that gives you a lot of control. I know when I was first learning how to do hand lettering, controlling the size of my strokes was very difficult for me. So I think this pen would have been very helpful for me when I was starting out. And even if you have been hand lettering for a while, or if you're an artist, I think the brush pen side has good flexibility, so you'll definitely still be able to work with it just fine. And on the other end, we have a fine tip marker. So that really stood out to me from this pen is that I don't think I've come across another dual tip marker that has such a fine tip on the other end. What I've seen from most brands is that they have a bullet tip, which is usually a little thicker. So I think that the fine tip on the other side is definitely a game changer for my planning, at least. I think it's the perfect tip for doodles and doing smaller lettering, headers. For me, what came to mind was in my monthly calendar or in my weeklies, writing in the days of the week, or even writing out tasks. Last year I definitely went through a phase where I wanted to use colored fine tip markers instead of the usual black fine tip marker. So that's really fun. If you haven't tried it out, I would recommend it. And then this pen, you have that exact color that matches your brush lettering, and then also just normal writing or outlining or doodles, however you use a fine tip marker. And I'll be honest, I already used these markers to set up for next month in my bullet journal. So I hope you'll be on the lookout for that upcoming video so you could see how I use these markers even better. I will be using them a little bit later on to show you those weekly spreads. But if you want to see these markers in a complete setup, that will definitely be coming soon as well. And then the last thing I really wanted to highlight was the color options. There are so many colors, and I like that they're all offered together like this for a great price. So I highly recommend them, and if you're interested in purchasing them, you can use the link as shown on screen to save 10% off Primrosia products on Amazon. I will also include it in the description box, so that will send you directly to their shop. So yeah, thank you once again to Primrosia for providing us this discount code. I am also looking at getting some of their other products, especially those paint markers. I think that would also be a great addition to my collection, so I hope you will all check it out as well. Once again, here is the link: tca.live/sol10, and it will be in the description box. So yeah, save 10% and get some awesome markers. Now for some bullet journaling. I will be sharing 8 minimal bullet journal weekly spread ideas because if you're anything like me, I am always running out of ideas on how to plan for my week. Okay, so for this first idea, you're just going to divide your page into 4 squares. And then the green is for your title, whether it's the month or the week, and the pink is for the weekdays. And then you have some extra space for something like a calendar, for example. So that's the first idea, super easy. For the next one, I just write the title, which is in green, and then the page is divided into 4 horizontally. And so that gives you 8 boxes, and in that last box I usually do notes, so notes is in yellow. And now moving on to the next spread idea. So for this one, we're going to have the title in green once again, and then I also added a spot for doodles in blue. So I've recently started doing this spread. You basically divide page in 3 vertically, and then for Saturday and Sunday they share a column. And I also like to not only write tasks here, but also include things like the weather and how my day was. And now on to the next one. This is similar to the one we just made, but instead of having columns, we have like little box areas. So it's a mixture of the first spread and the third spread. Yeah, that was my go-to in January. If you've watched my bullet journal flip throughs, or if you scroll through my Instagram, you'll definitely see a lot of these spreads. So in this 5th idea, we have the weekdays. Here in pink, I've made 4 boxes on one page and 3 boxes on the other. And then on that empty space, we have a notes section. Feel free to actually color in boxes like this or just draw a box. And now for the next one is probably one of my favorite spreads, especially when I am busy. So on one side we have events, and on the other side we have like a rolling task list. On one side I plan like if there's specific due dates for something, and then on the other side I just have a to-do list and I work on it as the week goes by. And now for probably my most used weekly, I have my title, and then I have a notes section, which is like a sidebar with the days of the week, and then I also have space to do tasks for every single weekday. And then for the last page, it's very similar. I have that notes bar under my title, and then instead of a bar, I have little circles for the days of the week and also a spot for doodles. And that is all. I hope you got some inspiration, and I hope you will try out the markers. Once again, thank you to Primrosia for sending them to me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!